Hello, broadcasting to you live from the Orion Spiral Arm of the Milky Way Galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of, I hadn't thought this through. What's happening this week? Somewhere outside of the March Madness selection special. How about that? To all of you college basketball fans out there. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Monday, March 16, 2025. In this right here, the thing that you are watching is called the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. Hey guys, I'm totally okay. Hold on, how do I do this? I didn't think this thing through either. Hello, I'm Benjamin Netanyahu, and I'm totally okay. What a weird, was that Friday night or was it Saturday? The news got really weird that Netanyahu was taken out in a bomb strike, in an Iranian bomb strike. Then there's a proof of life. He's drinking coffee. Somehow that makes things less clear. Clear as mud. Hey everybody, I'm okay. I don't know. We're going to unpack it all. We're also going to talk about the Iranian women's soccer players' families are missing, and all sorts of other things on today's program. So grab a beverage. Today's show is going to flippin' fly for reasons. But buckle up, Buttercup. The TNAM Daily Show. We'll start after this. It's called a simultaneous sip, and if you'd like to participate, all you need is a cup or mug or glass, a tanker, chalice or stein, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee with a ring around the top because I put it in the fridge so that a fruit fly wouldn't get into it. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go! Rest in peace, Scott Adams. I miss your daily updates, but I'll do my best to give you some daily updates that you can take out into the universe armed with info. All right, TNAM Daily Show starts now.
Guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here on the New American Media. Appreciate you jumping in here as we rifle through the rubbish trying to separate fake news from fact. Yeah, it was a strange weekend. Power outage for almost all of the day yesterday. And it tests you. It lets you see your strengths, your weaknesses for preparedness. Working with neighbors, trying to communicate. You know, it's interesting. It's like some neighbors like, oh, you got one of those. That's awesome. I got to get one of those. And then you're like, oh, you have that? Oh, I got to get one of those. And you partner up and you team up. You help each other out. That's community. Everybody, not everybody, but there's a lot of people that dream of going out into I'm going to bug out. I'm going to go to the mountains. I'm going to build myself a cabin. Are you? Cool. Good luck with that. Everybody brings a unique skill set to the table, and having a bit of a community together definitely helps. But yeah, that also definitely changed my day today. So I've got a lot of stuff to get to. I will do my best to go as fast as possible while getting to all of the topics that I can. If you are a regular, you know that we are self-funded, and we would ask your consideration to follow us on Patreon. At least do the free version. The paid version starts as little as like $10 a month, $5 a post. We do 2 posts a month, or $100 a month, $1,000 a month for the super supporters. So Patreon, the New American Media. You can also become a monthly subscriber on Rumble and YouTube, which is awesome. And you can drop Rumble rants and super chats. Right now, we're halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through the month of March, and we are trailing our lowest month by $12 in super chats. So we can do better in super chats, people. We can do better in super chats. But also, if you want to drop something over on Venmo or Cash App, that's just my name, Brian Engelman, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, ENGELMAN. And on PayPal, it's fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com if you would like to participate. Everybody is in the chat room. Thanks for being here, everybody. Yes, I don't have 6 fingers. I have like 10. Look, I'm okay. I'm drinking coffee that doesn't slosh. I almost spilled coffee goofing around here. I need to simmer down. Maybe when the coffee hits, right? I don't have coffee yet. What a shit show indeed. All right, let's jump into the news. Let's pull up our Instagram feed. Please make sure you're following the New American Media on Instagram. We are the New American Media. All right. What is this? The Skiff saying DNI Gabbard and the FBI will release. Hang on, that just changed. Hold on. John Solomon says over the next 10 days, DNI Gabbard will release declassified documents proving foreign interference in the election. Trump waiting until we draw closer to midterms to drop the hammer. He's proven to be a master at manipulating the narrative and timing. It'll be interesting to see how many who have been banging on Bondi and Patel for nearly a year respond. Will they admit they were wrong or be self-accountable? If you think Trump isn't coming out of this on the other side with a giant FU, you haven't been paying attention the past 8 years. Hey, cool. Hope so. Maybe. You can't call us wrong for pointing out that nothing's fucking happening. That's obvious, and it's very frustrating. And we're burning daylight, so let's kind of get on with it. You could have the treason military tribunals for our July 4th celebration. If a military tribunal can find after a fair trial, find these people guilty, you could make a spectacle out of it on July 4th. Pay-per-view. Right at the Grand Canyon. Line them all up. There's supposed to be consequences to trying to overthrow a country. Or for successfully overthrowing a country, but I digress. Jesse Waters reporting that Epstein's Zorro Ranch is being dug up, looking for buried bodies. Numerous victims are coming forward saying they were drugged, had sex organs and sperm harvested from their bodies, and woke up around medical equipment not knowing where they were or what happened to them. Good God. So there's that. Those are just some additional stories. Okay. Yeah. You know, Instagram is such a weird site. Every time we gain followers, it just deletes followers. We get more people following us, and we can't. It's the same on YouTube. We grow, but then they take. You've heard this complaint. I mean, Scott Adams has said this. John B. Wells has said this. Go down the list. There is no fucking organic growth on these platforms. I don't get it. I don't get how 50 select people are allowed to get millions and millions of views. Oh, they're so much better than everyone else. No, they're not. No, they're not. Something about their feed, their algorithm has been selected, approved. I don't know, paid, bribed, manipulated. And then there's a percentage of that. And then there's a percentage of people that are just crushing it. I don't know if that's 99-1, 1-99, 50-50. I don't know the percentage. My God, organic growth. I mean, I've been doing a daily show for 3 fucking years. Maybe a year and a half with the daily component. It was 7 days a week for a little bit, but even God said, take a day. Even Scott Adams wouldn't do that. He was 7 days a week, and I've dropped to 5. But it was 2 days a week for a year or two with Blake, and then about a year and a half, been doing 5 days a week, if not more. Just where is the growth? That's the frustrating part. If you're not seeing the progress and the results, it's I'm pushing, I'm promoting Instagram. We used to be able to stream live. We should be broadcasting this show through Instagram, Meta, Facebook. We should be broadcasting it through there. They don't let us share the show through there. And every time we inch closer to that 1,000 followers, they take more away. And it's like, I know that they're fucking with me. I know that they are. And it makes you want to stop wasting your time and energy on it. That's exactly where we're at. I'm well aware. This has been a challenge since the inception of the media, of the New American Media. I'm trying to share this in our Facebook group to let people know. By the way, hit the thumbs up button and try to click the share button and share it on X, share it on Facebook, share it to your friends, share it through text. We want to grow this show because everything's working against us. All right, I have shared the show now. Let's pull up the Instagram feed. But damn it, we're getting up to that 1,000 and just, oh yeah, now we lost 3 followers. How the fuck did we lose 3 followers? No, we didn't. Hardly active on there for 3 days and we lost 3 followers. Fuck you, Instagram. This shit is so rigged. I'm gonna find a way through this. Rumble, Steven Crowder, they have the Mug Club. They're like, they couldn't make any money on YouTube. They get billions of views and they flagged for this, flagged for that, demonetized for this, community guidelines, that. Fuck you. It's all in an effort to make sure only the deep state can get funded and pay their bills providing slop content. Here's your slop. Here's your goy slop. Doesn't have to be goy slop. It's just, here's your slop. Here's your deep state slop. Specifically, deep state slop. Just some of these terms have become omnipresent. Slop food, slop media, slop movies. Oh, by the way, there were the Oscars last night. Does anyone care? Nah, I don't either. Whoa, what's up, Super Bear? Crap, I'm trying to get better at this. I forget where you said you watch from. Can you remind me in the comments, where are you watching from? I wanted to say Florida. That's what came to mind, but are you Florida? Alabama? You're Southeast United States, right? It's one of our Gen Alphas. Vermont. You're in Vermont. Okay. What was the surgery, Super Bear? Prayers to you. Oh, okay. Here, you know what? Here, instead of the simultaneous sip, let's do a. Here, let's do this. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, bless all the people who join us each day trying to rifle through the rubbish and deal with crappy content, and help me find some fun, interesting stories that lighten the mood. And as Kenneth would say, vibe check. Bless Super Bear with a healing, speedy recovery up there in Vermont. Watch over the good forces of this planet as they battle the demons, and keep your angels close by so that no weapon formed against the good people will prosper. And may we be super successful in efficiently crossing off the to-do list items and tasks that were definitely stalled and delayed by having no power yesterday. Yes, that's a very personal prayer for me, to crush what I have to do after this show, because I did consider postponing the show until that task was completed, but I'm putting some faith in the fact that I'm going to knock this out. It's going to go very smooth. It's going to go well, and everything's going to be hunky-dory. So my prayer is that you don't let me down on that. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, cool. Sinus stuff. All right. Well, breathe freely, good friend. Breathe freely. Oh, wait, you are Gen Z. Doggone it. Well, hey, you got some younger friends. You got to recruit some Gen Alphas for me then. Doggone it. I want a Gen Alpha. We got boomers. We got millennials, zennials, Gen Xers, Gen Z. Yeah, we got to get some of those alphas. Oh, well, good luck with that. Yeah. If you could, I'm kind of breathing strange these days, but hey, it's not like they're spraying a whole bunch of shit in the sky now, is it? Nah. Yeah, Super Bear, do that. Send it out to, but only your smart friends. Yeah, fuck it. Send it out to all your friends and just be like, look, we gathered. At some point, I might change the time of this show. This might be turn into an evening show. It might be a very early morning show to accommodate some sort of 9 to 5 arrangement. I don't know. For now, it's a time every day at noon we gather. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to rifle through the rubbish and tell some jokes and talk some shit and try to debunk some conspiracy theories on the TNAM Daily Show. Yeah, please invite your friends. And cheers to you, buddy. All right. Anyway, back to Instagram that took away 3 followers for no good reason. It's not like I made any major posts that would have rankled the feathers of any of our regulars. Yeah, you got to follow us. I mean, just scroll back at our dank memes. I mean, the posts we make are just fantastic. And then the daily stuff that we share. The daily stuff that we share is what turns into the TNAM Daily Show. It's a great theoretical platform. It's just a shitty company to try to work with. But here we are. Here's Instagram. And let's click on the stories. What do we got? All right, Benjamin Netanyahu. The rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. So here's this video. It's this Jack on her. Who's this Jack? I see this guy. Almost that picture looks like the guy working selling the coffee, actually. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu posts a proof of life video after online rumors circulated that he had died. They say I'm what?
תודה. מה שאלת אותי?
ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת?
אני מת על קפה, אתה יודע מה? אני מת על העם שלי. איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי. אתה רוצה לספור את מספר אצבעות?
אתה יכול להראות לנו?
פה. פה. ראית?
יפה מאוד.
לחיים.
אתה חושב של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים?
לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד מרחב מוגן. והעמידה שלכם היא מדהימה, נותנת כוח.
All right. He takes a sip of coffee, two gulps actually of coffee, and the level stays the same. I was just this post from Jack would go off the screen. Jack off the screen. Doing the Trump dance. What did Bill Maher say? So now you can jack off 2 guys. Anyway, whatever. Get this Jack post off of the screen.
לצה"ל, למוסד, אנחנו עושים דברים שאני לא יכול לשתף ברגע זה, אבל עושים דברים מכים באיראן חזק מאוד גם ביום הזה, גם בלבנון, ממשיכים. אתם אומרים לי להמשיך? אני אומר לכולכם, גם אתם תמשיכו להישמע להוראות פיקוד.
And by the way, I talk about this all the time, like for the cold open for the show. Be like, oh, hello. There's a camera crew here today. I had no idea. Welcome. I'd like to share with you my recipe for spinach gnocchi. It's like so fake and contrived. The whole beginning of this is like, oh, hello, camera crew with perfect lighting. Which, you know, if you're making a video, of course, you know, but like I laugh at that. Oh, hello. This is just me working on my carburetor. In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove, replace, double check, and then install a carburetor for your 1967 Corvette. So buckle up, Buttercup. We're going for a ride. And it cues like the intro to some goofy show. That's sort of how this starts. They're just pointing out like the lack of shadows, like the lighting is kind of weird. It's a little too uniform.
אנחנו נקל ככל שהדבר ניתן. ותודה לך על הקפה, הוא מצוין. אני לא יודע לגבי הקלוריות, זה נראה לי מסוכן מאוד. תודה. מה שאלת אותי?
ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת?
אני מת על קפה, אתה יודע מה? אני מת על העם שלי. איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי.
You think something's wrong with me? Fantastic. Watch me drink coffee.
אתה רוצה לספור את מספר אצבעות?
אתה יכול להראות לנו?
פה. ראית?
יפה מאוד.
לחיים.
אני חושב של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים?
לצאת להתאוורר.
Same spot. So he did the double sip, and the coffee remained. I almost typed kofefe. All right, so that's a big news story. What do you think about it in the comments? Tell me what the latest is. Tell me in the comments. You agree that this video disproved the artificial rumors of his early demise? Do you agree that this video cleared it up? You're convinced Bibi's alive. Agree with that or disagree? Tell me in the comments section, please. And we'll pull that up and incorporate it into the program. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with a friend. So Raging Patriots reports, Virginia voters are shocked to find out that Virginia Democrats are voting to exempt themselves from the new gun control measures they are imposing. This Abigail Spanberger is absolutely disastrous. She's got to be recalled immediately. They are taking that state in a awful direction. And that is the direction that every Democrat is going to destroy your state with if you ever vote Democrat again. Reject every Democrat everywhere. They're a toxic party. They want to ban you from having self-defense. They want to raise your taxes. They want to import your communities. They want to flood your communities with people that weren't born there, aren't from there, don't have the same values, don't have the same understanding. This is not okay. Nobody wants this in their neighborhood, their city, their state. Nobody wants this. But when the Democrats get their claws into you, they will bleed you dry. They're ticks and leeches. This provision of this section shall not apply to any member of the General Assembly. We warned you. Rules for thee, but not for thee.
Madam President.
Anyway, that's the video. And also, go check out Ford Fisher has there were protests in Virginia about carrying your firearms, and news to share. News, the number 2 share. I was checking out some of that footage. They're handing out free magazines, free 30-round magazines to people. Why would you ever need that? Oh, for 100 reasons. Don't ever tell me what I can and can't do. It's that simple. I don't need to justify my Second Amendment to you, Democrats, deep state. No thanks. Okay, I don't know what this is. So let's hear this report, and let me see if I can find a little bit more out about it. I don't know who this person is, but there's a claim that something just started.
Nobody talking about the fact that 12 hours after we began bombing Iran, a secret number station came on the air. The FBI has coined it V32. Now, what is a secret number station? It's a Cold War era type beat where it's a radio station that just says random numbers over and over again, and nobody knows what they mean except for that one person out there that has the encryption key, okay? So it can send secret messages back and forth over radio waves, cheap, secure, all that jazz. Anyways, 12 hours after we began bombing Iran, like I said, a secret number station came on the air, and it started repeating numbers in Persian over and over again. Occasionally, it would say the word for attention, and then it would repeat the numbers over and over again. So the question is this Iran trying to send messages to sleeper cells in the United States? Or is this the United States trying to send messages to assets in Iran? I really don't know. My biggest concern with all of this is that we're all worried about California and the coast and drones attacking, but we're all sleeping in the rest of the country, and there could be quite literal sleeper cells in our country. So I'm not here to scare you, babe. I'm just here to make sure you're not sleeping. This is what situational awareness looks like. Make sure you know where all the exits are when you go anywhere, okay? Again, not trying to scare you, but having a plan to exit is better than having no plan when some shit goes down. Number 2 is store 72 hours worth of food, water, and cash, because when cyber attacks hit infrastructures, payment systems are going to be the first thing that fail. Finally, number 3, if something feels off to you in your gut and your instincts, it probably is. Call 1-800-CALL-FBI and report it. And listen, I'm the first person that tells you I don't really trust the government, but in situations like this, you could save a life by just reporting something that you saw that felt off to you. Why is nobody talking about the fact that 12 hours after we...
Looking this up a little bit. Here, let me share this tab with you instead. Okay, so that's what's going on. V32, a newly emerged Farsi language number station on 7910 kilohertz shortwave. 7910 kilohertz shortwave, debuted February 28, 26, immediately following U.S.-Israeli airstrikes. Okay, Grok is agreeing with this. Pre-recorded Persian numbers group separated by Tavajo attention signals, likely Israeli operated from Western Europe to target Iranian audiences, with transmissions shifting to 7842 kilohertz after jamming began on March 4. Community transcriptions reveal noisy sequences like 0962041, suggesting encrypted instructions for covert agents, amid speculation of U.S. or allied involvement via Tanzanian transmitters, highlighting shortwave's role in wartime psyops. After Israeli and U.S. airstrikes on Iran marked the start of the ongoing conflict, Khomeini's death and attacks on nuclear IRGC sites, no confirmation exists. Number stations are designed to be anonymous and deniable, but strong consensus among shortwave monitoring communities point to it not being run by the Iranian regime. Transmitter location triangulated to Western Europe, Northern Italy, Switzerland, Western Germany, Eastern France, Belgium, or the Netherlands. It's jammed using Iran's characteristic bubble jammer noise, the same type used against Radio Farda, VOA Persian, BBC Persian, and Iran International starting March 4 of 26, forcing the station to shift from 7910 to 7842 kilohertz. Jamming strongly suggests the Iranian government views it as hostile or adversarial. Likely Israeli or U.S. Western intelligence operation, possibly Mossad or CIA, sending instructions to assets, opposition groups, resistant networks, or sleeper agents. So is this going into Iran to get the good guys' info, or is it coming out of Iran to get the bad guys' sleeper cells activated? It looks like it's, well, take it for what. Dig in. You tell me what you think it is. It's a male, pre-recorded, calm Persian Farsi accent, saying attention, pay attention 3 times, groups of 6 digits. Encrypted messages, one-time pad cryptography, theoretically unbreakable without the matching keypad, held only by the intended recipients. Random sounding number strings, no one publicly decodes them. Classic Cold War style spy radio. Low tech, hard to block completely, perfect for wartime, when internet cell networks are disrupted or monitored inside Iran. Content is covert, operational instructions or triggers meant for specific people with decryption materials. Okay. Well, I didn't hear about that story anywhere else. I am giving you a follow. Kila, Halekila. I'm in.
Why is nobody talking about the fact that 12...
What's the music? Hold on, I want the music.
Always.
All right. I like this music. Play the music again. I want to listen to that music, but I can't listen to music here. All right, Patrick Bet David says, if you hate America, then leave. Go back to the country you came from and make that country great. But stop trying to turn America into the place that you escaped from. The current cost to renounce your citizenship is $2,350. I'd like to propose that the White House waive that fee until 2028 and encourage those who hate America to leave. Wait, they lowered it to $250? Or $450? Getting different reports. All right, then. I like this song. Who is this? Nightshade Anthem. I'm not on it. I don't know. It's kind of clicking with me in my mood.
In parts of the park.
Pete Hegseth is speaking about Tucker Carlson. Have you heard the news? They're coming after Tucker, or they're not, or Tucker's a foreign agent, or he's not. You know, all that jazz. Marion, sometimes the daily stuff you share really is truly rubbish. Well, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that in the spirit that it was intended. There we go. We'll say it like that. but always informative. I try, man. I try. And not man, but woman. Whoa, man. You see, Hid Pants No. What was that Mike Myers movie? It was before Wayne's World. What was that thing called? Oh, now I'm on a sidetrack. Side quest. Where is Benjamin Netanyahu's security? Good question. What is the name of that movie? I can remember some lines. I can remember some. Oh, there it was. So I Married an Axe Murderer. I guess it came out right after Wayne's World 2. Anyway, back to Tucker Carlson. Well, back to this. Where is Benjamin Netanyahu's security? How did they get so close? Yeah, great question. I mean, you'd have to sweep the place in advance. Some people said that shop was bombed and it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. It's war. I was explaining the show the other day to someone. I'm like, I don't even come out telling people what's happening. I tell you what people are talking about, and we discuss it. I don't know. How could I possibly know? I don't know. But we're going to talk about what people are talking about, and they're talking about Tucker Carlson right now. Here's Secretary of War Pete Hegseth.
Parts of the party, particularly from your fellow Fox News alum Tucker Carlson, he called the war disgusting and evil, and then said of unconditional surrender, which the president has called for, means foreign troops get to rape your wives and daughters. Have you heard these comments, and what's your reaction to them?
We're busy executing on behalf of great patriotic Americans with a clear mission that's 47 years overdue. And we're going to execute on that regardless of what people say about it. Yeah, right here.
In parts of the party, particularly from your...
So there's that. That was a professional answer. You didn't get sucked in. Didn't get sucked into the drama. Okay, I can appreciate that. Someone saying Tucker and Carlson and Candace Owens have lost their way. You know.
In parts of the party.
I'm just going to buzz past. Here's instant justice. I know nothing about the circumstances of this. That David Harris Jr. didn't provide it. Looks like the UK, perhaps. Someone is saying I can't make out the writing on that thing. But here's a dude. Perhaps a dude. Throwing like a girl. The rock throwing the window. And by the way, you're under arrest. Hey. I talked right over the smack. I got that could be our moment. I love this skit. This one is smack on the desk. Thunk. And everyone's going, ah, ha, ha, ha. It does look like a European little city center. That's how you deal with Antifa. Now that's how you deal with the domestic terrorists. USA should take note. That's pretty nice. I'm a buddy.
Now
What's this one? The foreign and economic policy of our country currently right now is the rapture. Yeah, it's a 3.5 minute clip. You could watch it. Tim Dillon, kind of interesting, kind of funny. All right, let's check in on Cuba. You talking about Cuba?
Con la política consistente que siempre ha presentado la revolución cubana.
You want to say it's in English?
Bajo la dirección.
Dictator of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel, announces to the nation that they have given in to the pressure and are officially in negotiations with the United States. The Cuban regime is about to fall, according to Inevitable West. I don't have a proper translation here. I don't know who this lady just pointing and smiling is.
Funcionarios cubanos sostuvieron recientemente conversaciones con representantes del gobierno de los Estados Unidos.
Yeah, follow, but yes, that things are moving quickly in Cuba. Keep your eyes peeled. Stay tuned. This poster here says the Cuban people are celebrating in the street as they're about to be freed from their dictator. It's only a matter of hours or days before the country is free. Perhaps, maybe so, maybe not. Man, Cuba could be an awesome place if they got rid of their bullshit. They're bullshit. All right, now here's a post that kind of creeped me out. Welcome to a taxpayer-funded Section 8 apartment in LA. This guy just got his 8th violation notice. He's trashed the place and is throwing drug-fueled parties with his buddies. If you're still confused about why people are against government handouts, watch this video.
For your cooperation. I'm not cooperating.
Got him on Section 18.
Notice of violations, 8th notice. Now, look, far be it from me to defend Section 8. Far be it from me to defend Los Angeles, but when we worked hand in hand with the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles, with the Section 8, yes, the percentage of problems coming from a Section 8 home where, they're not owners, they don't give a shit, they don't have to pay, they have nothing vested, they have no skin in the game, they don't care. Look at a trashy college town versus a place where people own their homes. They'll pick up extra litter, not contribute to it. Section 8, brings in just a lot of problems. Now, they're not all problems. Some are people just down on their, I get it. There's some percentage that needs some help, but I will say I definitely wanted our homeowners association to revert and return to a homeowners association. It became a permanent home rental association because they acquired too many of our GD units. And we battled that out. And it's entrenched. It's a big problem. But when we were able to finally start identifying problems, they were actually swift to act and remove some problem tenants. It took a while. It took a long while. But I don't know that we were going on 8 notices. When we were able to actually identify and get a follow-up, usually it was 2 when you were good. Like you could identify it once and you get your final warning, like we're not allowing this type of behavior. If you get it a second time, it's like, you got to go. Maybe it wasn't 2, but 8 notices. And that's not to say that there's other people doing much. And that's not to say that their operating protocol isn't just anarchy all the time. But when you held their feet to the fire, they actually acted. And in some ways, it was easier to deal with them than private owners. So, anyway.
Hey! What the fuck, G? Yo, why? Just why, bro?
What's that? 666, 32 zombies. Oh, there's zombies.
Can I help? Let me play it. I'll play it too.
Well, you gotta try harder than that. Yeah.
Great way to slice your hand if you slip on all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Dude, meth heads this is how they act, man. They're out of the mind, dude. You don't want to be anywhere near these people. Anyway, you get it.
Oh, pink.
More homeowners, less. I've been seeing a lot of stories about Muslims in the UK are harassing people to try to force them to sell halal stuff, as if it's their responsibility to do any of that. It's not. But we're hearing more and more stories about this. This is either a skit or something that actually happened. Allegedly from this King Harman Kapoor. I don't know who this is. Oh yeah, about wedding cakes and gays, all manufactured, perhaps. Sikhs are always the friendliest. Sikhs are so welcome. But this is Muslims in UK allegedly targeting the Sikh religion, forcing them to try to sell halal. Maybe it's a skit, maybe it's real. Let's watch.
Help you.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Hi, is this Randress in Hammersmith?
Yes, it's Randress Hammersmith.
I just wanted to ask, are you guys halal?
No, we're not halal.
Why?
It's our choice.
But don't you think that's discriminatory?
Sorry?
Do you not think that's discrimination?
Keep crying, bitch. Keep crying. Keep crying.
This may help you.
It sounds like a skit. She literally goes. I love that part. But pay attention to this halal thing. It's always about, oh, it's always about trying to find some way to take out people that are getting in your way and to get your way, to force people to comply. It's forced compliance. Yeah, it's the wedding cakes, it's the halal, it's this, it's that, it's just every little way that you can just get your foot in the door, and once the foot's in the door, you can't close the door and it's over. It will just lean and push and find a way. You know? Anyway, just pay attention to that story, because Sikh, halal, Muslims, UK, I keep seeing various versions of this story.
This may help you.
They're trying to...
This story came out. Henry Cavill, the Superman guy, right? Was he the Passion of the Christ guy? Who was that guy? Set boundaries with Millie Bobby Brown. What's this about?
Trying to paint Henry Cavill in a negative light because he set firm boundaries with Millie Bobby Brown when they worked together on the initial Enola Holmes, because she was 15 years old and he was an adult, and he thought that, you know, for the most part, he has to have a private life, and it's not her place to know what's going on in his private life. In an interview, Millie explained that Cavill had, quote, terms and conditions, joking that whenever she tried to ask him about his personal life, he would quickly shut it down and say with a simple, Millie, no. To which she would reply, understood. She said she actually respected that a lot, describing him as someone who is naturally more private and reserved. She also noted that their dynamic felt more adult and professional compared to the playful friendship she had with her Stranger Things castmates.
I think the big take...
What's the big
takeaway for this is they don't care about sexual assault. They care about being able to attack men.
Yep.
The point
like
is,
you said, vector of attack.
Yeah, it's a vector of attack. It's not that they care about the victims. It's not that they care about sexual assault. It is, we can use this as a vector of attack. We want to be able to attack you. So when you take that piece off the board, when you remove yourself from a position where you could be made vulnerable, they hate it.
And you know what? I'll leave this comment. Far be it from us to praise former Snake VP Mike Pence, but he did have some solid guidelines set that most men would benefit from adhering to. And he's like, I won't take any meeting with a woman on my own, or I won't go in a place where we're on our own together. And it's like, oh, he saw this, he saw that. You're like, well, it's a vector of attack. Take it away. Don't put yourself, what is it, the rule of three or the rule of stupid? Don't go stupid places with stupid people doing stupid things. Right now? Right. Exactamundo. Dr. Eli David says Mohammed Karmi, commander of the IRGC ground forces, was eliminated. Karami. Here, let's do a quick check. Search Karami, eliminated. What does Grok say? Commander of Iran's IRGC ground forces reportedly eliminated. Is this confirmed? Let's take a look. Unconfirmed elimination of Brigadier General Mohammed Karami. Senior IRGC figure recently stated forces were at peak readiness against protests, joins other commanders reportedly targeted by Israel. Major outlets like Reuters have not verified the claim. Here, I'll put that into the comments here, because this is not confirmed per Grok. And look, maybe you people, for those of you in Rio Linda, California, just because we share something to our Instagram stories does not mean that we endorse it nor claim it to be true. We debunk plenty of things here. Okay, now.
In the morning, how do you prepare?
Nicole Kidman is asked first time how she prepares for
in the morning. How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, this is crazy, but I will go to church in the morning.
That's not crazy. Why is that crazy?
No, because I will be going, squeezing it in before all that.
Why is that important for you?
Centers me what I do on a Sunday. You do? So, there you go.
In the morning, how do you...
Okay. Team USA Paralympic sled hockey team defeats Canada to win gold at the 2026 Winter Paralympics in Italy. Team USA made history by winning its 5th straight Paralympic sled hockey gold. Hey now.
Okay, what is up with now?
Hey, anybody else going through this, what this lady's talking about? Oh, David, you're right. We really don't know what's going on over in the Middle East. We don't know what's going on anywhere. But we'll talk about what people are talking about. You know, we'll make our best guesses, I suppose. From this Toria Brooke drop here, woman addresses major psychological issue. Anybody else dealing with this?
I'm wanting to leave the house, like ever, for any reason. Work, fun things, nothing. Don't want to do it. Like, is it an age thing? Is this seasonal depression? Like, I just don't leave my house, unless it's a trip. If it's a trip, I'm there. But anything else, I just, no. Okay, what is up with not wanting to leave the house, like ever? For any reason. Work, fun things, nothing. Don't want to do it. Like, is it an age thing? Is this seasonal depression? Like, I just don't leave my house, unless it's a trip. If it's a trip, I'm there. But anything else, I just, no. Okay, what is up with not wanting to leave the house, like ever, for any reason?
Maybe that's agoraphobia. Okay, what's this? New following Tucker Carlson's announcement that the CIA is preparing a criminal referral against him. Iran's top national security official, Ali Larijani, claims that members of Jeffrey Epstein's network are planning a false flag attack similar to 9/11 to blame Tehran. Oh, friggin' great. Oh, that is so fantastic, is it not? Yeah, all right then. Here you go. I've heard that the remaining members of Epstein's network devised a conspiracy to create an incident similar to 9/11 and blame Iran for it. Iran fundamentally opposes such terrorist schemes and has no war with the American people. We are defending our country against an aggression launched by the U.S. and Israel. Iran stands tall in doing so in order to teach the aggressors a lesson. Gotta mute this. But that's a lot of people. Hungary, large rally in support of Prime Minister Viktor Orban's re-election. The election is scheduled for April. We will not stand for blackmail from Ukraine or the European Union. All right now. President Trump warns that NATO faces a very bad future if U.S. allies fail to assist in opening the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. North Korea's Kim Jong-un. The Rocket Man. North Korea's Kim Jong-un observes rocket launch systems test with his daughter. Okay. So we'll see. Is Kim Jong-un on the good guy's side, or is he going to be a useful idiot? I don't know. She also reports President Trump says media outlets publishing fake story that the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier was struck and burning should be charged with treason. Hey, President Trump, with all due respect, charge Obama and Clinton with treason first, and Biden and Harris and Mayorkas. For the love of God, will you arrest some of these traitors? Focus. There is politicking, and there is the treasonous acts that we know, the grand conspiracy, what these people have been up to. So help me. If you sue a reporter for ABC for treason before you get Obama, Clinton, Biden, Harris, Mayorkas. So help me. Anyway, also that's bad if it's fake. POTUS adds that Iran is using AI to post fake kamikaze boats that don't exist. Iran has long been known as a master of media manipulation and public relations. They're militarily ineffective and weak, but they're really good at feeding the very appreciative fake news media false info. Now AI has become another disinformation weapon that Iran uses. Quite well. Considering they're being annihilated by the day, they showed phony kamikaze boats shooting at various ships at sea, which looks wonderful, powerful, and vicious, but these boats don't exist. It's all false information to show how tough their already defeated military is. The 5 U.S. refueling planes that were supposedly struck down and badly damaged, according to the Wall Street Journal's false reporting, and others are all in service with the exception of one, which will soon be flying the skies. Buildings and ships that are shown to be on fire are not. It's fake news generated by AI. Yeah, see, everything's fake AI. We have fake news now. Everything's AI. Everything's fake AI. Fake news, fake AI. Generated by AI. For instance, Iran working in close coordination with the fake news media shows our great USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, one of the largest and most prestigious ships in the world, burning uncontrollably in the ocean. Not only was it not burning, it was not even shot at. Iran knows better than to do that. The story was knowingly fake, and in a certain way, you could say that those media outlets that generated it should be brought up on charges for treason, for the dissemination of false information. The fact is, Iran is being decimated. So, here we go. Iran is being decimated, and the only battles they win are those that they create through AI and are distributed by corrupt media outlets. The radical left-wing press knows this full well, but continues to go forward with false stories and lies. It's why their approval rating is so low, and I can win a presidential election in a landslide, getting only 5% positive press. They have no credibility. I am so thrilled to see Brendan Carr, the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, looking at the licenses of some of these corrupt and highly unpatriotic news organizations. They get billions of dollars of free American airwaves and use it to perpetuate lies, both in news and almost all of their shows, including the late night morons who get gigantic salaries for horrible ratings and never get, as I used to say in The Apprentice, fired. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald John Trump. I mean, it is a problem. But for the love of God, go get the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bidens, the Harrises, Mayorkases. Get those traitors first. Please, get them first. Toria Brooke reports that the U.S. and Iran have both rejected ceasefire talks. Okay, so it's mutual, allegedly. Miguel thinks most podcasters are untalented and their grift is ending. Prayers for discernment and clarity are being answered across America. Learn to code. I don't know who they're talking about. I mean, maybe it's just Tucker and Candace, but all right, here's Tucker.
That there will be some sort of domestic terror incident in which actual Americans will actually die, which is a true tragedy, no matter who they are, but that tragedy will be used to strip the rest of us of our God-given human rights.
That's the problem. That's always the concern. David says, what a surprise, fake news. We don't know a thing. In many ways, it's better that no one really knows how things are being taken down. You know, ignorance is bliss, says Marge Simpson in a Treehouse of Horror episode of The Simpsons.
And I don't think I'm being paranoid. I'm very concerned about that.
Well, you're speaking from historical precedents.
Yeah, false flags from time immemorial have been a problem.
Whether it's people wearing plainclothes things showing up on January 6th, whether it's 9/11 attacks on purpose to strip us of our civil liberties and get us in.
Ah, boy, oh boy. We've lived through it. Are we living through it again?
To perpetual wars in the Middle East, whether it's FDR basically allowing Pearl Harbor to happen.
That is the claim, because there was no stomach for the U.S. to enter that war until America was attacked by Japan. Could we have stopped it? Should we have stopped it? Did we let it happen? We knowingly allowed it to happen. Not that we did it to ourselves, but we had the intelligence, or it was the intelligence was withheld from us, or those people were sacrificed because they knew we needed something to drum up the public sentiment to get us involved in that.
Yeah, which you did. So you're speaking from historical precedents.
I just fear.
We shall see.
So we have
a. Okay, so here's a story of Tucker. It was Tucker tricking Tucker on our next episode. Take a listen to who's this? Clayton Cairns.
Potentially hilarious situation brewing with Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, I used to love, but that's beside the point. This is going to take a second to explain, so stay with me. So last night, Tucker Carlson says on Twitter that he expects a criminal referral from the Department of Justice in the coming days. And he said, it's for speaking to people in Iran, which I'm allowed to do as a journalist. But there is speculation that it goes much deeper than that, okay? And I'm using the word speculation. Could be wrong. We're going to find out the truth in the coming days. But the speculation is that these conversations with people in Iran were actually conversations with people in the IRGC in the days leading up to the strikes on Iran. And if you remember, we struck Iran on February 28th, but Tucker Carlson met with Trump in the White House on February 23rd. What does that mean? That means that Trump would have known, if it's true, Trump would have known that he was talking with members of the IRGC when Tucker was there. And basically leading Tucker to believe that we weren't going to strike Iran, knowing that he would then text members of the IRGC, giving them a false sense of assurance that, oh, we're going to be fine. He's not going to strike us anytime soon, which potentially was one of the reasons why they felt comfortable meeting all at the same place at the same time on that fateful Saturday morning when we wiped out their entire high command. If this proves to be true, that is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life. And it would explain why Tucker Carlson is so angry about this whole situation, because he got totally played. And he might very well be one of the reasons why the supreme leader is dead. So we have a potentially hilarious situation brewing with Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, I used to love, but that's beside the point. This is going to take a second to explain, so stay with me. So last night, Tucker Carlson says on Twitter that he expects a criminal referral from the Department of Justice in the coming days. And he said it's for speaking to people in Iran, which I'm allowed to do as a journalist.
A little.
But there is speculation that it goes much deeper than that, okay? And I'm using the word speculation. Could be wrong. We're going to find out the truth in the coming days. But the speculation is that these conversations with people in Iran were actually conversations with people in the IRGC in the days leading up to the strikes on Iran. And if you remember, we struck Iran on February 28th, but Tucker Carlson met with Trump in the White House on February 23rd. What does that mean? That means that Trump would have known, if it's true, Trump would have known that he was talking with members of the IRGC when Tucker was there. And basically leading Tucker to believe that we weren't going to strike Iran.
So we'll see. I don't know if that's the smoking gun that they think it is, but we're going to find out. I don't know. I'd rather focus a little bit less on Tucker Carlson and a little bit more on Obama, Clinton, Kerry, Bush, Victoria Nuland, Biden, Harris. Yeah, everyday drama with big name people. To you, it's pure distraction. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll stay tuned on the Tucker stuff. So AI is whoa, what happened? Yeah, are these more stories that I didn't see? I guess that was another. Allegedly, a German patriot tackled and stopped a Muslim migrant who was trying to stab Germans. So German cops arrest the patriot rather than the Muslim. Then the Muslim then stabs the cops while arresting the patriot. Is this true? Sort of looks true. Oh, okay. Now, finally, here it looks someone during an anti-Islam rally. Citizens Movement, 25-year-old Afghan national, lived in Germany since 14, carried out a knife attack, targeted the main speaker, anti-Islam activist Michael Sturzenberger and others, stabbing several people. Police officer arrived in confusion, restrained and pinned down the passerby, mistaking him for part of the threat or aggressor, allowing the attacker to circle around and stab the officer in the neck, and he died from his injuries. This was June 24. This is a year and a half old. Another officer then shot and wounded the attacker, ending the incident. Attacker was not described as Muslim in official reports, but he was at an anti-Islam event investigated with Islamic motives. Afghan migrant. Trial for the attacker concluded September 25 with a life sentence for murder and related charges. Well, thanks for the context. Okay, I think that was the end of the stories here on Instagram. Maybe I'll cover this tomorrow. This guy's getting rented to hold a sign. AI is hiring humans to do things now. Oh, good God. Yeah, Tucker's father being CIA. That's an interesting dynamic, is it not? Oh, yes, it is. All right, smash the thumbs up button, hit the like button, share the show with a friend, por favor. And let's bounce over to our X feed, see what else is going on over there. Reminder, we have Rumble Rant and Super Chat tips available if you want to toss something into our tip jar while I bartend to you today. Right here at the top of our X feed, we're at American_media_, me waving. Look at that. Looks like I have 12 fingers, like I'm Netanyahu. Right there is our Patreon link. Everyone sign up for our free Patreon. And if you're feeling super generous and motivated to fight for humanity, you can subscribe to us on a monthly basis for as little as $10 a month. Please consider such things. All right. Scrolling down, we shared this with you. V32, the Farsi shortwave station. I find it very interesting. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. Now, this is the video I tried to share with you earlier, but that dumb post was over at the top of it. Watch the coffee. Here, let's read what this says. Let's give you what to look for. Sprinter Press says an app for detecting artificial intelligence showed that the video of Benjamin Netanyahu was 96.9% likely created with AI and not real. So the question arises, where exactly did Netanyahu drink this coffee in Tel Aviv? And look at the coffee. It is full. It's overflowing. Look at it right at the very beginning. If this is the right video, it looks like it's this much over the top. It should be spilling out the side, but it's not. Look at that. I got all my fingers. And just the transition to the hands, it's technically happening, but it's not really how you grasp it.
איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי. אתה רוצה לספור את מספר אצבעות? אתה יכול להראות לנו? פה. פה. ראית? יפה מאוד. לחיים. יש לה מסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים? לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד...
He didn't really sip it how normal people sip, like there's no swallow. Doggone it, why'd it do it again?
איך הם מתנהגים? לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד מרחב מוגן. והעמידה שלכם היא מדהימה, נותנת... של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים.
It's not a real sip. It's not a real movement that is done there. Oh my God, every time I press it, it restarts. It's going on. Here we go.
לחיים. חושב של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים? לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד מרחב מוגן.
And the height of the coffee is the same exact height.
העמידה שלכם היא מדהימה, נותנת כוח לי.
So AI generated 96.9% according to Hive, this site that looks at that. Hey, there's our show. Look, yay. Jets quarterback Justin Fields discussing his faith in Jesus Christ following his benching, stating that he will seize the opportunity to share God's word. He's now been traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes will be out all year. It's a great chance for Justin Fields. I'm rooting for him. David says, if Netanyahu is alive, would he not possibly be in a bunker because of the war? I mean, he's one of the #1 targets, right? Of course he would be. 35-year-old Texas County, Missouri man and former U.S. Marine intelligence analyst has been indicted on 2 counts of willfully transmitting national defense information. Seth Chambers allegedly shared classified defense material in 22 and 23 while working as a civilian contractor in Iraq. With the second transmission reportedly sent to someone he believed to be in China, he was caught and later indicted. Look at that mustache, bro. Yikes. Sorry, Seth Chambers. There we go. Caught and now indicted, shared from FBI Director Kash Patel. There are traitors in our midst. Let's focus on them instead of the media people. The state of indoctrination here. Jerry O'Connell and his kids.
I'm going to tell you about a bit of, I say this, will I stay married? Blow it over here. My,
sounds like you're going to blow it over here.
The night of the election, this third one.
Yeah.
Third election. Everyone knows what I'm talking about here. I was watching late at night the returns, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Trump was going to win. I live in California. I didn't think he was going to win. From what I was hearing.
I didn't either.
I think he was going to win.
No,
this is where I live, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm convinced he won 3.
I said something along the lines of like, there was no planning. This is what they get. There should have been a primary. I said something along those lines, you know? Like I was just spitballing ideas as to, it was a shock, you know?
About how terrible Kamala Harris was. It is what they get because they didn't run a primary. Nobody wanted Kamala. They just anointed her. That is the least Democratic party, and they call themselves a Democrat party. It's insane.
My wife and daughters, without saying anything, became physical with me. They were filled with rage. So if I am being careful with you in how I say things, yes, I live in California. I live with not 1, not 2, but 3 people who...
The girls have been manipulated in a way that we have to study and determine how to fix this. They have been warped. There are so many lost female souls out there that have bought into this Democrat divisive bullshit.
If I meet any...
We've got to find a way to break this brainwashing.
Any kind of joke that they would...
I have several females that are no longer in my life right now because they are off the reservation over this.
And, they become very angry with me, you know? I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I couldn't live that way. I would, whatever household or whatever situation I'm in, I say what I truly think, and if it makes you angry, I'm sorry, we'll have to work that out.
Well, it makes...
But I am not going to tuck my tail between my legs and just shut the fuck up. This is what you were dealing with when you were a child. Just sit there and don't say anything.
Yeah, but...
Sit on your hands. But what happened to Rob Reiner? More of that, Jerry, more of that.
Yeah.
Where's Rob Reiner's ghost when you need him to be telling you more of that?
Yeah,
Whew. He's not the only one, but physical, that's some crazy shit. You get physical with your father, your husband, fuck you. This has been reported, leftist teacher using the screen name authority figure, but what's this guy's name? It's kind of being reported. I don't know what American news is. This all looks fake, but it says activist teacher who claimed Republicans are pedos are charged with child molestation in Washington. Let's see. Child molestation, Washington. Leftist teacher. Because this was trending, but I don't see like a... Ew. A teacher making out with an 11-year-old. Ew. I'm seeing all these ladies here. Anyway, I don't know about this story. What does Grok say? Here, let me... Is this confirmed? Post claims. It's just something about this doesn't seem right. But it was trending, which makes you kind of think it was. January 26 news story. Houston Curry Wade, 44-year-old Edmonds College instructor, leftist activist charged with attempted first-degree child molestation, communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Online handle Rock God. Okay. Well, that's more information than the Post gave me. I'll just put it here per Grok. Some of the loudest people shrieking are the ones you need to watch out for the most sometimes. Bucco Capital Bloke says basically every Republican state is racing to cut income tax. The same time Democrats are they're sprinting to raise them. It will be a fascinating economic experiment. So Republican states are dropping how much they're reaching into your pocket and stealing from you, and the Democrat places are raising them. Okay, stay tuned. Wall Street Apes reports this. Minnesota Democrats did this. They
passed a law, no more licenses in Minnesota. All my breed stock are worth nothing.
Breeding deer, and now you can't.
They passed a law that my farm entity, the business, must die with me. So if I have a son, I can turn it on, my farm over to my son, one generation, but then it must die with my son. Well, I have 4 boys that would love to run my farm, but they're not going to run it knowing it has to die with them and they'll never get a retirement. So my farm's going to die with me because my sons aren't going to take over. I'm righteously pissed off at these evil people. I'm angry. They passed a
government overreach. Democrat Gettysburg mayor, according to the Gateway Pundit, who ran local gay pride organization, steps down after being arrested for child sex crimes. From Cassandra McDonald, Mayor Chad Allen Carr, Democrat who ran the local gay pride organization, steps down after being arrested. Left earlier this month citing personal legal matter. Johnny says, former mayor of Gettysburg, who helped ruin Gettysburg by making the town more about LGB stuff than the historic battle in promoting pride flags everywhere, arrested for being a pedo. You can't make this shit up. 2 felony counts for photographing or filming sexual acts and knowingly depicting them on a computer, plus 1 misdemeanor count of corruption of minors. Groomed a 16-year-old boy he met through the High School Musical productions in Gettysburg around 2011 to 2013. The victim, now an adult, reported that Carr solicited explicit photos, engaged in video acts via Skype, and shared his own nude images while pressuring the teen for more. Late night talks is how Carr described these interactions. And there's more, but you get the point. Gross. Tom Fitton with an update. The Fifth Circuit. What do we got? About counting ballots after the election.
Hey everyone, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton here with some big news. We have a civil rights lawsuit for Mississippi voters.
I'm Tom Fitton and I'm fit. I'm barely fitting into this shirt.
who object to that state's counting ballots for up to 5 days that arrive, absentee ballots, after an election. Federal law allows for an election day, not an election week. We also have a lawsuit in Illinois where they count ballots that arrive for up to 14 days after an election, even without a valid postmark. I tell you, counting ballots after election day is a great way to invite fraud. It undermines confidence in the elections. Plus, it's downright illegal. Hey everyone, Judicial Watch President.
Oh yeah. So that's good. Did she really say this?
The battle is being fought. One family, one physician, one health center. That's why we're doing as well as we are. We're talking about the minority.
Carol J. Baker, MD, then chair of the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, stating during an NFID conference to address vaccine refusers.
And strategies against the minority. So I have the solution. Every study published in the last 5 years, when you look at vaccine refusers, I'm not talking about, well, hesitants, most of them we can talk into coming to terms, but refusers. We'll just get rid of all the whites in the United States because Houston is the most diverse city in the entire United States. There's 780.
They say the full context of the speech, Baker uses the phrase sarcastically to illustrate how the demographic shifts toward more immigrants and minorities who show higher vaccination rates naturally reduce the proportion of refusers are supported by studies she references on ethnic differences in vaccine acceptance. This clip from around 2020 amplifies outrage by omitting this explanation.
Asian language spoken in that city. I've been a minority for more than 20 years in the city of Houston. The majority is, we call Hispanic. That is not a race or an ethnicity, that is a political designation. But a lot of them are from Central, South America, Mexico. Guess who wants to get vaccinated the most? Immigrants.
That's what made Donald Trump's comment about bringing disease here so funny. They're at risk when they come here.
Immigrants.
Have better vaccination rates in Mexico.
It is the well-educated, in terms of pieces of paper that they put on their wall, people that have been here a long time, and it's very unfortunate. But I think we need not lose the big picture.
No, I don't think the full context makes that any better at all.
And strategies against the minority. So I have the solution. Every study published in the last 5 years, when you look at vaccine refusers, I'm not talking about into refusers. We'll just get rid of all the whites in the United States because
lunatics. Yeah, I don't think that extra context matters, Grok. C3 says when Thune goes on vacation, he'll use pro forma sessions to block Trump's. Why? But for love of God, why is this happening? Only president in history blocked by their own party. Breitbart says an Ohio father and his 11-year-old son left for dead after Evio Michel, a 53-year-old trucker with limited English speaking abilities, reportedly failed to slow down and hit multiple vehicles. Why are people that can't speak or read English getting behind our big rigs? By the way, I know I showed you this before, but this one, doggone it, why is that the beginning image? There we go.
לעם שלי, איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי. אתה רוצה לספור מספר אצבעות? אתה יכול להראות לנו? פה.
Hey, that's Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, the little Spanish fleet. See, look, Bibi's okay. Oh, okay, wait. It's reptilian. What's real anymore? I don't know. I can't share this with sound because there's so much music. Yeah, there you go. That.
Sir, you are under arrest!
What? This is a mistake. Let go of me.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Are you convinced? Michael Arrowet says, isn't it ironic many Brits voted for Brexit because they wanted immigration to go down? But then how did this happen? Non-EU people are just busting through the net migration in Britain. This happened under a conservative government, mind you. Why is Susie Wiles trending? President Trump's chief of staff. Thomas Massey exposes Susie Wiles and Pam Bondi for taking millions of dollars from Bayer. Says Thomas Massey. Government under siege. All three branches of this government under siege by lobbyists and lawyers from a German company named Bayer. I'll play this.
Madam Speaker, I rise today to let the American people.
What is this? Oh, she's got breast cancer. Diagnosed early stage, decided to take on this challenge immediately, opposed to waiting. Fantastic medical team, prognosis excellent during the treatment period. Virtually all the time at the White House. Makes me very happy. Her strength and commitment to continue doing the job she loves. Undergoing treatment tells you everything you need to know about her. Susie's one of my closest, most important advisors. Tough and deeply committed to serving the American people. So is he going to have a new chief of staff? She'll soon be better than ever. Melania and I working with her in every way. Okay. Well, when I
people know that this government is under.
Maybe we'll find out. Well, this is from February 24th, but Thomas Massey says Susie Wiles is one of the reasons why this whole glyphosate bullshit's in the news.
Under siege. All three branches of this government is under siege by lobbyists and lawyers from a German company named Bayer. They spent over $9 million lobbying the executive branch and the legislative branch so that they don't have to be liable for any damages that their herbicide causes, otherwise known as Roundup. And they're having some success. Now, they haven't had any success yet in this chamber to get that immunity. They've had some success in the state legislatures, which are also under siege, to get this immunity from liability. Look, the Constitution guarantees people a trial if they've been harmed. Why are we contemplating going against the Constitution? The Attorney General has opined favorably for this German company in front of the Supreme Court about getting rid of any liability that they should have for any damages. And the most recent thing that we've seen, the executive branch. By the way, the president's chief of staff and the president's attorney general worked for one of the biggest lobbying firms that's received hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from Bayer. And maybe that's why we've seen an executive order that says that the production of this chemical from this German company is a national defense priority. And we know why they're doing that. It's to keep them from having any liability. Everybody in this country deserves their day in court. This is wrong. We shouldn't succumb to the lobbyists, not in the executive branch, not in the judicial branch, and certainly not here in Congress.
I can't stand glyphosate and Bayer for that. So I'm with Massey there. Based Bandita says Joe Biden ordering our military and CBP agents to lift up the barbed wire. Remember that? Lift up the barbed wire fence. My state of Texas put up to defend all of us from the Democrat-sanctioned third world invasion will forever go down as one of the most treasonous acts ever committed against our country by a sitting president. Yeah, so how about you focus on getting Biden? Get Biden, Harris, Mayorkas, Obama. Go get them for treason, please. I'm so sick of waiting. Rockwall Bibles. What's this? They are showing a report that millennial males in the U.S. read the Bible most frequently as a demographic with 57% reading it weekly. That's over double the boomer males. In 2025, every demographic increased its Bible reading, which correlates with record Bible sales. Why would this be? Why would this be? Pokemon Go. Mark Gadala Maria says this is wild. 143 million people thought they were catching Pokemon on their phones. Remember Pokemon Go? They were actually building one of the largest real-world visual data sets in AI history. Niantic just disclosed that photos and AR scans collected through Pokemon Go have produced a data set of over 30 billion real-world images. The company is now using that data to power visual navigation AI for delivery robots. Players didn't just walk around with their phones. They scanned landmarks, storefronts, parks, and sidewalks from every angle at every time of day in lighting and weather conditions that staged photography would never capture. They documented the physical world at a scale no mapping company with a fleet of vehicles could have replicated on the same timeline or budget. Niantic collected this systematically, data point by data point, across 8 years, while users thought the only thing at stake was catching a rare Charizard. The most valuable AI training data sets in the world aren't being assembled in data centers. They're being built by people who have no idea that they are building them. Far-left Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson's taxpayer-funded security detail has leaked. He has 150 police officers on his protective detail at a cost of $22.5 million in salaries. Chicago residents are calling out the hypocrisy because Mayor Brandon Johnson claims that Chicago is a safe city. That's a lot of security if you're in a safe place, is it not? Yep, Virginia Democrats exempting themselves from new gun control bill. You've got it. You need to impeach this lady. Impeach this lady ASAP. A new task force is coming. President Trump and J.D. Vance.
What about President Trump signing this fraud task force executive order with our vice president?
Yes, later this afternoon in the Oval Office, the president and the vice president will formally launch their executive order and their task force against fraud. This is another promise made and kept by President Trump. He announced this in his State of the Union address and announced that the vice president would be overseeing this task force. So this is really going to establish a whole of government effort to fight fraud at both the state and the federal level in every state across the country. We look at states like California and New York. We know there's been hundreds of billions of fraudulent schemes that have ripped off American taxpayers. So we're going to turn every page to find and identify this fraud, to prosecute the individuals who are engaged in it. This
Please prosecute everybody, though.
will be, again, a whole of government effort led by the vice president, and the president will be signing that in the Oval Office this afternoon.
All right. That sounds good. You want to see what the blue states are up to?
2x4s. An exclusive look at the Marina Del Rey multi-million-dollar homeless housing project, where for years neighbors say construction has been slow.
Where are the workers? Where is the urgency?
The city of LA bought the former Ramada Inn on Washington Boulevard in 2020 for $10.2 million. It was used as interim homeless housing before shutting down in 2022 to be converted into permanent supportive housing. Since then, for almost 4 years, the property has sat unfinished.
Why does it take so long and such a waste of money? There's nothing to even show for it.
And it's an eyesore.
City documents reveal the nonprofit Path took almost 2 years to get permits approved, and by
that could be part of it too.
then they needed even more money. The city added another $1.5 million
Shocking, they need more money.
in homeless housing funds, plus loans and grants, bringing the total price tag to around $20 million for just 32 units.
$10 million purchase that was gifted to Path, without really any other approval from the neighbors.
Could certainly do with it around here to have people living in there. There's a lot of craziness out here.
So right next to the building,
a lot of crazy.
We're seeing a pile of what looks like used toilet paper and then possibly a homeless encampment.
I keep hearing from our local electeds that we're in a crisis. Where's the urgency? We have 30 rooms here that should have remained open for the last 6 years.
City officials now admit the project exposed major flaws in the process. In a new report, the administrator urges to not authorize the demobilization of any Project Homekey sites until full funding has been secured. Expected completion now by the end of the year.
Last year, they said it was going to open in spring.
This is what they do. Oh yeah, it's coming around the corner. It's free crab tomorrow. You come back tomorrow, it says free crab tomorrow on the side of the building. Well, surely if I show up tomorrow, it'll say, yep, free crab tomorrow. There's never today.
And then in winter, they said it was going to open in summer. And if you take a look around, I bet you it won't be open next summer.
Back out here, Mike will show you construction still very much ongoing. City officials estimate the project should be done by the end of the year. Nearby residents not very optimistic. Reporting in Marina Del Rey, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Yeah, all right. It's a shame. Did you know in order to compete at the Oscars for Best Pictures, all films must meet, what's this say? The diversity inclusion quota? These are real. Lead or significant supporting actors from underrepresented racial or ethnic groups. What does that even mean? You can read that as non-white, but these days, if you read that, that would mean white because they are underrepresented now. At least one of the lead actors or significant supporting actors submitted for Oscar consideration is from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group. African-American, Asian, Hispanic, and it's everything South, Middle Eastern, Pacific Islander, South Asia, everything but white. White's not allowed. At least 30% of all actors not submitted for Oscar consideration are from at least two underrepresented groups: women, or non-whites, or LGBT, etc., or physical disabilities, or cognitive disabilities, or deaf. The main storyline should be centered on women, or race, or LGBT stuff, or physical disabilities. David Asman says, somehow this nugget escaped Jimmy Kimmel's attention during his Oscar rant about free speech in America. Hollywood star Jessie Buckley praises marriage, though, at this event. That's maybe the only newsworthy thing I found.
You, Fred, I love you, man.
I love you, man.
I love you. You're the most incredible dad. You're my best friend, and I want to have 20,000 more babies with you. I do. I do.
20,000 more babies.
And Isla, my little girl who is 8 months, who has absolutely no idea what's going on and is probably dreaming of milk. But this is...
Anyway, she'd like to dedicate this to the beautiful chaos of a mother's heart. Ashley says, marriage isn't a trap. Babies aren't burdens. Motherhood is a gift. Eagle Wings shares as the U.S.-Israel war with Iran intensifies, missile flying, oil disruptions, proxy attacks from Hezbollah, Hamas, and Houthis. Remember the chain. Iran arms and funds these terror groups to destabilize the region. And who unlocked billions in frozen assets from Iran via the 2015 nuclear deal? Obama and Biden's policies, which critics say supercharged Tehran's terror network. Now, we're paying the price in this escalating conflict. Time for accountability. Iran funded Hezbollah. Iran funded Hamas. Iran funded Houthis. And these two idiots funded Iran. So if you're going to go after the traitors, why don't you start with Biden and Obama, please? Noah Tishby says this war with, well, here, let's just watch this clip on News Nation.
All of this is happening because there was peace coming to the Middle East, and Iran would not have that. So between the Abraham Accord and Israel and the Gulf states, and between the conversations that was very public between Saudi Arabia, the United States, and Israel, Iran felt like it was being left out, and they basically decided to destabilize the entire region. That started with the Hamas attack, continued with the Hezbollah attacking Israel every single day, which is something that is not talked about at all in the news in America, and continuing with the Houthis attacking over 130 American targets in that region. So obviously, they're trying to poke the bear and trying to destabilize the entire region. This all happened because peace was coming to the region. But they did not want that. When you look back at every conflict in the region, you will look back and you will find Iran. All of this is...
Okay. People are asking, is this Netanyahu the same Netanyahu? Is that really that? What is nose? That is a totally different nose. Was that really the side profile? Those ears don't look the same either. Netanyahu posted another video trying to prove he's alive. Is this real?
תודה לכם. טוב, קצת לספוג שמש.
shared via his official X account. Acts at a Jerusalem area cafe, sipping coffee, chatting with locals, countering the viral consumers.
טוב, גם לא מגיע קצת. לכולכם מגיע.
Desperate proof of life.
יצאתם להתעורר קצת? יפה מאוד.
Disappearing ring.
אין על ירושלים, אין, נהדר. הוא השתגע. מה, אני זוכר את זה.
אתה זוכר? קוראים לו גיא.
זה היה במטוס, אוקיי, תמסרו לו דש. איזה יופי. שלום.
I don't know. I mean, it looks cartoony a little.
שלום לכם. גם אתם יצאתם קצת להתעורר?
כמובן שיש מרחב מוגן ובמקום כזה.
מרחב מוגן, איפה את יודעת?
ממש שמה, בטח. א' ב' זה לבדוק.
כמה צעדים מכאן, נכון?
כמה צעדים.
יופי, זה הכי חשוב.
Better not ding us for that music in the background.
אפשר לנצח ואנחנו נשמור על עצמנו.
מצוין.
את
אמרת הכי טוב. הציבור מבין את העניין.
I don't know. It just looks a little too cartoony. Bring him to the White House. Let's get it done once and for all. How about that?
אבל הנה הפרט הכי חשוב. איך קוראים לך?
שיר.
מה ששיר אמר, ואת?
שיר גם.
יש לנו שני שירים כאן. מה ששיר ושיר אמרו זה הדבר המרכזי. צריך להבין, זה דורש אורך רוח, אבל זה גם אפשר לפעמים לצאת לרוח, להתאוורר.
I mean, that nose does look different from two different profiles.
אבל תמיד להיות ליד מרחב מוגן, וגם פה יש.
Okay. Finally, proof of life that Netanyahu is alive. Look, guys, it's totally legit. I don't know what's going on with this. But I mean, this was the big story over the weekend. So we're getting you caught up. Oh, goodness. Old video, first and third fingers are the same size. In the new video, the first finger looks much smaller than the third. That hand does look a little weird. And yeah, that pinky is pretty doggone long. But we're analyzing pinkies at this point, so. Tucker glazing Schittler, never called to exterminate the Jews. President Trump reportedly considering banning major U.S. media outlets and pursuing treason charges over this fake footage.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! انهدام النفط امریکایی در محدوده شمال خلیج فارس.
Dude, we can't tell what's real at all. This is what Russia Today shared. All right then. Elon Levy. Contrary to rumors, I can confirm that I too am alive. How could I do this? I don't know if I could. Look, I'm alive too. There we go. Look. Hold on. I can do this. I can do this. Look, all is good. I like that finger's going the wrong way. This is actually kind of tough to... Oh, there we go. It's kind of tough. Look. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, Lord. We are so cooked.
Fuck.
What does this say? The real way to find out if Netanyahu is dead is to wait 30 days and see if he makes his monthly trip to D.C. to give his normal directives. Oof. Clayton Morris shares this.
Fuck, that takes no good. Let's do it again.
Whew. But it doesn't spill. clear drink of the coffee, same amount of coffee in the cup. The lighting on the face is odd. Mask.
אני מת על קפה, אתה יודע מה? אני מת על העם שלי. איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי. אתה רוצה לספור את מספר אצבעות? אתה יכול להראות לנו?
Just as it transfers, it just like thick, doesn't like actually grip.
אני חושב של המסר לאנשים שיוצאים ומתאווררים.
And yeah,
לצאת להתאוורר, אבל ליד מרחב מוגן.
I don't know. But this also happened. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent abruptly pulled from a live interview and after being told, President wants you right away. He returns and he is flustered. So it was all this stuff happening in conjunction with each other that had us going, what is happening here?
I listened to you on the...
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all.
At this time, the rumors were that Netanyahu was captured, tortured, and killed. They had something on video. Lots of rumors, lots of speculation. But this was odd. And then he comes back, and I mean, it's like he'd seen a ghost.
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in. 10:22 a.m.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure, a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits.
Was he stressed?
No, the president. No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And
he's actually shaking his head no. There is a tell that people have when you do body analysis, speech analysis, body analysis, word choice. But like people, are you okay? And is the president okay? And he's like shaking his head no. I'm not a Scott Bessent expert to know if he always stutters like this and if he always shakes his head no. But it just on first view, this is what I'm picking up.
Great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering
a teenager. Like it seems like he was definitely told to say this line.
That I've a teenager who's considering military service, and I could give this team my highest compliment from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War.
Sounds like he's holding his breath, like barely able to.
I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
I mean, right? I felt a little bit off, right? Okay, so what's this analysis here? If Matt Wallace, at first I thought Netanyahu rumors were kind of silly. Sounds crazy, right? But after watching this part of the coffee video, I'm genuinely starting to question if they're using highly advanced AI. I slowed down this part where it almost looks like his coat pocket glitches. There's also a few other questionable things in the video, like the physics of the coffee, the guy with the mask in the back, and the background scenery. Is it possible they took so long to address the rumors with the video because they were trying to create the most flawless AI possible? Not trying to be too conspiratorial here, but Israel does have some of the most advanced AI on earth, and Netanyahu has a very real target on his back. Is it so out of the question they could be using illusions as part of the psychological battle? We'll continue to monitor everything and keep you updated. So what's going on with the hand in the... Oh, that just slides. Well, that is weird. I didn't catch that. Hold on. Huh. Okay. Here's the coffee close up. It's wobbling and sloshing around. It would have spilled out right there. It's an inch over the lid, and it's sideways, but nothing is running down. It's trying to catch the moving liquid thing. Filled to the brim, but it doesn't spill. It's called Coffeegate. Hey, I don't know what's going on, people.
שאלת אותי. ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת? לספור את מספר אצבעות. אתה יכול להביא. פה. חיים. של המסר מתאווררים. ליד העמידה של הצד. מכות גם ממשיך. אני אומר, להישמע לו כל הזמן, להישמע לו להיות מוגן. אנחנו נקל ככל שהדבר ניתן. ליד מרחב מוגן. אנחנו נקל ככל שהדבר ניתן.
It's a little weird.
להיות תמיד ליד מרחב מוגן. אנחנו נקל ככל שהדבר ניתן.
Huh. Yeah, some reports that he was hit in a bomb strike, some reports he was captured and terminated, some reports that he's in a coma. You go, I don't know any of that. But what I do know is that is where I'm going to stop today's broadcast. Thank you all for being here. Hit the thumbs up button with one of your 10 fingers, or your 7 fingers, or 6 fingers, or 15 fingers. Share the show with a friend. Hit like, hit subscribe. Remember, we have Rumble Rant and Super Chat tips. If anybody wants to toss something in the bucket, we always appreciate it, as well as signing up on Patreon or Rumble or YouTube to be a monthly subscriber. We'll plan on being back tomorrow at noon to dig through the rest. Always a bunch of news stories to get to. With certainty, we can assure you that there will always be new stuff to talk about, and we'll be here to do it. So, signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.